we can take this formula for length of a curve and look at it when we have a curve that's defined as x equals g of y. So we're looking at it from the other perspective. And the formula is going to be much the same. The main difference is that instead of the derivative of y with respect to x, we're looking at the derivative of x with respect to y. So here it says find the length of the curve. X is equal to the integral from 0 to y of the square root of secant to the 4th power t minus 1 dt. Now, you might be looking at this and saying, what on earth do I do with this? Well, if you remember back to the fundamental theorem of calculus, when you have something defined like this, again, let's turn on my marker, there we go. We have dx dy is equal to the square root of secant to the 4th power of y minus 1. And again, that's from the fundamental theorem of calculus that we can do that, showing that derivatives and integrals are related to one another. So now we have our dx dy, we can go to our formula. In this case, we're looking at the length from y is negative pi over 4 to positive pi over 4. And we have the square root of 1 plus that derivative squared. So we have 1 plus the square root of secant to the 4th power y minus 1 squared. Now, of course, when we take the second power of a square root, they're going to cancel each other out. So inside that large radical, we just have 1 plus secant to the 4th power of y minus 1. And I'll go ahead and write that out. Now the positive one and the negative one are also going to cancel each other out. So we're really just left with the square root of secant to the 4th power. Taking the square root of secant to the 4th power, we're simply left with secant squared y inside the integral. When you integrate secant squared, you just get tangent. So we're now going to just look at tangent y and evaluate that from y is negative pi over 4 to positive pi over 4. The tangent of pi over 4 is positive 1 minus the tangent of negative pi over 4 is a negative 1. So we have y minus negative 1, which just equals 2. So the distance here would be 2 units.